Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about the Sullivans yet again. This is 3 days in a row now, I think, isn't it? Zoe, is it 3 days in a row? Yep, Zoe, as you may have noticed yesterday, she put out a post, or it was the day before, something like that. She put out a post anyway, outlining her issues on social media at the moment, and the fact that she's just not with it anymore. She's not on it. She's not on the game right now. Not on the game. Can you imagine? Sorry, Zoe. Anyway, so yeah, in last night's vlog, she put out a passionate speech about how she's just not feeling it again, right? So we're gonna take a look through that because it's basically what she's put in her post, but in a little bit more detail, and it was fantastic. We want to address everything that she is firing in our direction, right? Because I feel a little bit attacked, I'm not gonna lie.
It's been a bit of a difficult few weeks. It's been, to be honest, I've kind of lost my way a little bit with all the social media and everything to do with online. I've kind of got to a point where I don't really know what to share or...
Well, that's a bit of a shame then, isn't it? So it's a shame that it's your job, right? When it comes to not really being with it with social media, or not knowing what to share, not knowing what to do anymore, not wanting to share anything, it's an issue because that's your job. Your husband quit work so that you could take up YouTubing full time. Remember, so if you don't post, you don't get paid. That's how it works.
It's just become a bit difficult. So obviously we have an amazing following. You know, all you guys that follow us that are amazing.
Oh god, yes, they are amazing. All those lovely minions that you've curated. You know, real and imagined ones, obviously. Fake and real ones. More fake than real, obviously. If you go over to Facebook, they seem to have like 70,000 fans over there, and yet on YouTube they don't seem to have filtered across. I mean, why would you follow somebody on Facebook but not be interested in what they actually do on a day-to-day basis on YouTube? I don't get it, right? So maybe all those sex bots or the sex workers that you happen to have, you know, built up for some reason, you know, maybe they're not really real. I don't know, you know.
You guys are great. You know, you're just brilliant. We have created the community that we wanted to create, you know, having lots of like-minded people, people that want to share things with us. We want to share things, you know, people that follow us because we're similar, or people that follow us because, you know, they want to just watch your family or whatever.
Go on, Zoe, don't beat around the bush. You can say it. Say the words, Zoe. Say the words. Not people who want to watch our family. What you want to say is people who want to watch our children. That's right. That's what you want to say. If you listen to any family vlogger, they're always the same. They will not say it exactly how it is. They won't say, oh, thank you for following our children. Thank you for following our kids. We love the fact that you love our kids. They won't say anything like that. They'll always call it our family, right? Obviously, as a collective, it is a family. But if you break it down individually, they're watching your children. How does it feel to have your children watched, Zoe? Does it feel good? Does it feel wholesome? Does it feel like it should be a thing? Does it feel like, you know, oh, my twins, my young twins, yeah, they were they were in their bikinis or swimwear or whatever, right? And such said that they were really nice today, and yeah, it was all fun and get. They just love our family. They're like friends. They're like an extension of our family, and yeah, they're there for all to see. Come on, come all. You can do it. Come over to our channel. Watch our kids. But no, you won't say that, will you, Zoe? You know that it's true, but you're very careful not to say that because you know how it sounds.
For whatever reason, you guys are great, brilliant. But on the flip side of that, obviously we get a fair amount of hate.
You don't get hate, Zoe. Nobody hates you. We all love you over here. Come on. Join the clan. Come on. Zoe, come and join us, okay? Join the dark side, right? Come over here, right? Come. We'll welcome you, right? We're actually very nice people over this direction, so please don't get scared. Just come, be an anti-vlogger, anti-family vlogger even. You could do that. Hate on your own family. That would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? If you came over here, commented and said, "Oh, look at Ben Sullivan in it." You could be one of us.
Now we get trolled quite a lot. We have quite a lot of hateful comments. We have people's opinions, which quite often aren't opinions. They're just another way for people to feel better about hating on other people.
Is that right? Why was opinions in quotation marks there, Zoe? So basically, if I was to say to you, a pedo is watching your kids, and that's my opinion, but it's also a fact, right? So it's not just opinion, it's also a fact. But you say that is just an opinion, well, dressed up as an opinion as a reason to hate on your family. Is that what you're saying? So basically, I'm not telling you the truth. What I'm doing is I'm using that as an excuse to hate on you. Because believe it or not, I don't hate you. I don't hate families, right? And I'm going to show you a comment I saw this morning. It's just blown my mind. So this person said, that certain person that constantly makes money off slagging family YouTubers off because he apparently hates kids being online, etc., wouldn't dare go after the Kardashians, would he? His channel spouts hate. It's sad, really. Yeah, I wouldn't go after the Why wouldn't I go after the Kardashians? Why wouldn't I dare go after them? That's what I don't understand. Why is it so... I'm not scared of the Kardashians, I don't know. Anyway, right. But then Penny Lane replied to that, and don't forget, she is the mod, right? She says, question is, why does he hate family life so much? And yet, I absolutely despise family life. That's why I hate family vloggers, It's nothing to do with them putting their kids in danger every single day. It is just purely that I hate families. Why didn't I think, Jesus Christ, it was... Oh my God. You've solved it, Penny. You solved it. You go and carry on, loving the family that... gives their kids to strange men. That's okay. If you want that, then you just, why should I bother? Why should I bother?
Because they dress it up in an opinion, but in actual fact, it's just a way to say something hateful. Now I know a lot of it is instigated by, one particular person, if you like. But then it creates this whole community of people.
Again, not that I think that she's talking about myself, but, well, I've got to say, Zoe, people disliked you long before I came along. Long time before I came along, right? They didn't like you. That's the reason why I was put in the direction of you in the first place, because people didn't like you, right? They didn't agree with what you did, and they just didn't agree with a lot of your parenting choices. And somebody said to me one day, why don't you have a look at this family? And I thought, how bad could they be? And it turns out it was very bad, right? But people just don't like you. Tattle, as you know, right? They talk about you on a daily basis. People in your town, the people who live it actually by you, your neighbours and things like that, all have something negative to say, right? It's not just people online, it's people all around you. And for some reason, you have people just, not liking you. It's not me that's doing it much.
That hate, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand why people do it. I really don't. I just don't understand.
That's cool. You don't understand child protection. so sorry. Must be difficult living in your brain. So, yours and Ben's for that matter. You don't understand child protection, which is weird because you have 12 of them. And it's worrying in actual fact, because if you don't understand why people don't want kids to be in danger, and yet you have 12 children, bloody hell, seriously.
I mean, I know there's a lot that come on that just the odd flippant comment here and there. Never watched our family, never watched our channel. You get quite a lot on TikTok and things like that. Most of them you just shrug it off and it's just whatever. But it's the ones that come back time and time again. You block them, they make another account, they come back as somebody else.
What's the moral of that story then, Zoe? The moral is just don't bother blocking them in the first place if they're going to come back as somebody else, right? Isn't it? I'm joking, of course, just do you, block them. They'll soon get bored. That's the nature of the internet. They will get bored and it'll move on to someone else, hopefully, for your sake, obviously.
You block them again, they make another account. It's the same people because they say the same things. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't see what the point is, because we're so busy with life and everything that we do, that I don't get time to look at things. I get the odd little bit to scroll, and if there's something that I don't like or something that I don't want to watch, I just scroll on by.
Sound advice, that is, Zoe. Sound advice. The problem with that is that you're not scrolling on to things like child abuse, for example. Okay, so in actual fact, that's a good example. If you were like scrolling past and you came across an instance of child abuse, somebody was whacking a child, right? Like that, right? If somebody was whacking a child and you saw it and you would say, oh, I don't like that content. Nah. I'm just going to scroll on. I'm going to scroll on. Yeah, I don't like that content. Doesn't matter what the child's going through, but, we'll just scroll on by. Yeah. It's people like that make me sick, right? People that ignore other people that need help. And I don't just mean children, just in general, right? If you walk down the street and somebody is in distress, or somebody is falling on the floor outside or something like that, and people just walk on past them because they don't want to get involved, people like that really do make me sick, because everybody needs a bit of help every now and again, and especially those who are unable to help themselves or vulnerable or less likely to be able to stick up for themselves, they need another voice. And not just in children protection or child protection, just every walk of life, everybody needs a voice. Everybody needs somebody to stand up for them if they can't stand up for themselves. And people like you who just think, well, not my problem, is it? It's not my problem. I'm just going to ignore the issue and not get involved, isn't it? That's your motto, and I don't like it, right? So, no, I'm not going to scroll on past what is essentially child abuse. I know you don't think it is, but blah, blah, blah. Just listen to what I have to say. it is a form of abuse, right? What you're doing, offering your kids to strange men online or women, right? That is a form of abuse, no matter which way you look at it.
Most people do that. I don't understand this culture that has been created around social media where people purely go online to hate on other people. I don't understand it. And
one of the problems is, though, that you do actually put yourself online, right? And there's a massive culture within YouTube, right? YouTubers, family vloggers, and YouTubers in general, right? That they think that they want the celebrity status, right? They want to be thought of as celebrities. They want to be influencers. They want the fame and everything else that go with it. But when people talk about them, and believe you me, when people talk about celebrity, the traditional celebrities, it's not always positive, right? They get splashed all over the newspapers and the magazines and everything. They get commented on to hell. They get negative comments. They get death threats. They get all sorts, right? But YouTubers just seem to think that once they put themselves online, it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows because they want the fame, but they don't want the celebrity, the backlash that comes with being a celebrity. They don't want that, and I don't understand why they think that they're not going to get criticism if they put themselves online. It's not that we put ourselves online, we shouldn't get talked about negatively. You should just get talked about, right? Because that's what you put yourself online for. You put yourself online so that you get talked about, and with talk comes both positivity and negativity. That's the nature of how it goes on, in celebrity culture, which is what you want.
as much as they say it's for this reason or it's for that reason, or we're doing it because of this and we're doing it because of that. No, you're doing it because you're spiteful and hateful and, quite frankly, need to get another hobby.
Okay, so I'm going to take you at your words here, Zoe. I'm going to take you that what you're saying is true, right? Just say for one iota that what you're saying is true and that I'm not doing it because I think that you exploit your kids. I'm not doing it to protect your kids or anything like that. That's not the reason I'm doing it. The reason I'm doing it is because I am just spiteful and hateful and I need to get a new hobby, right? Assume that that is true. However, if you assume that what I'm saying isn't for the right reasons, what I'm saying is still true. Do you not understand that part of it? What I'm saying is true, irrespective of my motives, right? And trust me, I have the right motives. But even if you think that my motives are not right and not pure, what I'm saying, it still stands. What I'm saying is true. What I'm saying about your kids being put on the dark web is true. What I'm saying about your kids being offered up to paedophiles, that's true. What I'm saying about you exploiting your kids, that's true. What I'm saying about your kids being put, in danger every day, it's all true, right? It's true. I'm not, even if you were right and I didn't have the best motives in the world, it's still true. So you still need to address those situations, those issues. You need to address them, right? And not focus on the person that's bringing it to your attention. Focus on what is actually being brought to your attention.
To be honest, because it's just really horrible. Why do you do that? Why do people... I don't understand why people do it. But anyway,
I don't get that either. Zoe, I don't get your perspective. I hate when people, and I get this a lot, right? People come onto my channel and on other channels, and I see them say things like, oh, such and such, he just hates on families. He just doesn't like families. He just hates on them for the sake of it. Leave that family alone. Leave that poor family alone. They're a lovely family. They've done nothing wrong. But just listen to the things that I'm saying, right? Just listen to what I'm saying and then decide whether, you need to cut ties with this family or, just All I'm asking is the people who watch them every single day to possibly stop watching them, right? The people who support them, stop supporting them, because they're not good. They're not good people. I'm not saying Zoe and Ben are necessarily horrible people and are wrong and everything. But they are wrong in putting their kids out for anybody to come and take, right? One day they'll find one of the twins missing. It won't be my fault, right? But it will be theirs. One day they'll find one of the twins or one of the other ones on the dark web. That's not my fault, right? It will be theirs.
It's easy for people to say, just ignore it. They'll go away. They don't go away. And it's not easy to ignore it when you have to deal with complaints to social services, which all get marked as malicious, because that's exactly what they are. Now, when you make these malicious phone calls, if you're so dead set on the fact that we're such terrible parents, then why do you do it anonymously? You don't leave your name.
This part is not directed at me because I've never ever contacted social services on them particularly. But if I was going to, over something that was report worthy, right, I would leave my name. I would report it as myself. It can be done anonymously, obviously, but I don't see why I should, because I stand by my convictions. I stand by what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is right. Okay.
So you have to go through channels that mean that you can make an anonymous accusation, because you can't put your name to it. So you want to spread hate and make malicious calls, but you don't want to put your name to it.
I'm just putting this out there, Zoe. I think that a lot of people who report you to social services possibly are in your locality, right? They're possibly people that you know, people that you talk to every day, people that are around you, your neighbours and such like, right? So, no, they're not going to want to put their name to it. I think that's possibly why they want the anonymity, and that's why there's a possibility of reporting anonymously because of this. Because if they didn't give the option to report anonymously, then a lot of things wouldn't get reported, right? And you don't want to stop people reporting genuine cases, do you?
So that in itself says something. Now, people like social services and the police and all of those people, they are really busy people. Yeah, they have real shit to deal with. They have, they deal with horrendous things. Okay, so when you phone and you make a complaint that my children are wearing shorts, or that my children don't get fed nutritious meals, or that my children don't get fed protein, or that my children get fed mashed potato and I eat takeaway, or that Joseph is homeschooled. These are not things to make complaints to social services about. But they are things that we have to deal with, obviously. We have to spend time talking with them, just touching base with them. We have to deal with people, and obviously they have to deal with it because it's they have to deal with every complaint that comes in, however big or small. They have to deal with it. So we have to have a chat on the phone. They have to tell me that they've marked it down as malicious again. They then go, but the amount of effort they have to put in, they have to phone around all the different people. They have to do all the relevant checks. They have to speak to me. They have to speak to anybody else who's, all that work for what? I don't know what the end game is there. Do you want to, I don't know what your end game is. If you even think that there is an end game, or you just want to be malicious, and, I don't even know if you, what is the end game? Do you want to see the children without parents? Do you want to
No, well, I want to see the kids come off YouTube. To be honest, that's my end game. I don't know about anybody else's. Yes, I agree. Some of the things that you've mentioned there are a little bit, shall we say, extreme, right? But I personally want you to come off YouTube. Not you and Ben. You and Ben can carry on. You know, go for your life. I don't really care. You know, talk about shit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You crack on. But in terms of exposing your kids and exploiting your kids and using your kids and giving your kids to predators and things like that, that is where I draw the line, right? So in conclusion, yeah, just don't do that, right?
I don't know what I don't understand. I don't get what is it that you're trying to gain from doing these things. Again, Ben's had to deal with the DVLA this week because somebody has said that he is unfit to drive. So obviously, because they've made a complaint that he is unfit to drive, we have had to fill in, or he has had to fill in the forms. Now, obviously, when he went for his, or when he's been had his stents fitted, we checked out all the insurance. We checked out what we were and weren't supposed to do. If you go onto the website, the DVLA, you're not actually obliged to tell the DVLA if you have had a stent fitted, or any of those things. There's only certain parts if you've had a heart attack or anything like that you have to. Obviously, he hasn't. The recommendation is that you don't drive for a week, which he didn't. The recommendation is also if you've had angina that you don't drive whilst you are having an angina attack. He doesn't have them now because he's had a stent fitted, and before he wouldn't have done that anyway. But again, he's had to fill the forms in. You know, you have to fill the forms in. You have to go through the process. The same with Isabel and environmental health. You know, you have to go through the process. You have to prove that what you're doing, you're not doing anything wrong, which we're not. So, you know, we make sure that we're just normal people living a normal life with more than normal children.
You're not though, are you? You're a normal family with normal amount of kids doing normal things, but you're using them for content purposes, which is endangering them. What I want to know, Zoe, is why do you never ever address the actual question? Why do you never address the question? The main question is using your kids for content and offering them up to predators online. Those are the things that we want to get to the bottom of, and yet you never, ever, ever mention it. You've mentioned everything else in this video. You've mentioned about people reporting you to social services. You mentioned about the DVLA, the police, and everything else. But you haven't mentioned anything about the things that I talk about specifically. You've skirted around the topic. You've said things like, they claim to be talking about this for whatever reason, but it's not that reason. But you haven't said what it is that I'm talking about. You haven't addressed it. Why haven't you addressed it? Why haven't you talked about you putting your kids out there? Why don't you address the situation and tell us why I'm wrong? Tell me why I'm wrong. That would go a long way to understanding your mindset and what you think. And if you think I'm wrong for the things that I'm saying to you, tell me I'm wrong. And tell me why I'm wrong. Because at the moment, all you're doing is just saying he is spouting hateful nonsense. And that is not what I'm doing at all. And you know it. You know that I'm not. I have a laugh and a joke and everything else. Yes, of course I do. Because that's my channel. But I still am talking sense in amongst the incoherent nonsense that I do talk. I also talk sense about certain situations, about certain topics, and you are not coming back and telling me why I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Zoe. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know, more than the normal amount of children, sorry. So we're just, you know, we try and do things by the book. We try and do things right. We try and bring our family up to be kind and considerate and to, you know, follow the rules, do what we're supposed to do in society, etc., etc., etc. But there is always somebody trying to take something and make it into something else, all the time. Now, some people might say, well, you put yourself on social media, so that's what you deserve. Is it?
Well, I've already mentioned this earlier on in the video, but yes, you are putting yourself out there. I'm not saying you deserve hate for putting yourself out there. I'm saying that you deserve to be talked about, because that is your end game. You are putting yourself there specifically to be talked about, to be criticized or praised, or a combination of the two. That's why you're there. And yeah, you will get criticism as well as praise. That's the nature of celebrityness, right?
Is it really? When you really think about that statement, is that actually really what we deserve? Is it? Because I don't think that that's necessarily true. You know, or you put yourself out there. Okay. So we deserve to be bullied by hateful people online, because that's basically what it is. They're just bullies that sit on a keyboard and don't have anything better to do with their time. So they try and make other people's lives as miserable as their own, maybe. I don't know. But it's just, it gets to a point when you've dealt with another phone call or something else and just think, do you know what? You can't do right for doing right. It just doesn't, you know, people just will not go away. So there's a few things. We're going to set the record straight, just so you all know. There's a few things. So social media is our main source of income. Yeah, this is our job. This is what we do for a living. Now, you might not think that that's a job. You might not think that it deserves to be paid for. You might not think that we deserve anything for what we do, but it is a full-time job.
Zoe, you put yourself online as your job, right? YouTubing, whatever, is a job, right? It is. Yep, that's my job too, right? I get it. I completely get it. But what you're doing is you're using your kids as your job. Your kids are the ones making you money, right? It's not you, it's not Ben, it's your kids. And that's where people have the problem, right? You, again, family vloggers are so frustrating because they either don't understand or they choose to ignore it, right? They don't understand that when they put the kids online, it's the kids that people are going to watch. They're coming there to watch the kids, not the parents at all, right? As much as you might think so, Zoe, that's not true, right?
For both of us. And it's something that we love doing. And we're lucky that we get to do what we love. So even if you don't think it's an actual job, we pay our taxes, we pay our bills, so therefore it's a job. Yeah, if we earn an income from it and we pay our taxes, then it's an income and it's a job, regardless of whether you think it is or not. Another thing that we get a lot of is that we make up Joseph's autism just for social media. So
yeah, with that one, I'm going to agree with her. We won't know. We can't know just how bad Joseph is. We don't know. We only know what they show us. And yes, it could be a lot worse in real life, etc. So that was basically the video, setting the record straight over a certain amount of things that they've been going on, they've got going on in the background and shit, right? And complaints about certain people, talking negatively about them. So please let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are about all this situation. Do you agree with Zoe? Is she going off her rocker? Is she gonna quit YouTube for good? Is she gonna take her kids off YouTube for good? Does she agree? Does she understand what she's doing? All those questions need to be answered. Let me know in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, because we are here all the time and we're going to keep on at this story until it's until we're blue in the face. Right, until next time, have a brilliant day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.